Hello, my name is Martin Frederik Garbers. And likely you have found yourself to this video because you're searching. You're searching for a solution to a problem. But unlike the usual problem that you face as entrepreneur or CEO in your daily life, this problem is somewhat more elusive. It manifests in how you feel in the morning when you get up, when you wake up. In the diminishing energy that you take into every day, into your desk, into being with the people. And it manifests in endless cycles of solving other people's problems and challenges, often senselessly exhaustive. I call this problem a lack of space, a lack of expression, a lack of deep, meaningful relationships in your life, and a lack of purpose. As in the Gospel of Thomas, it wisely says, what wants to come forth and you don't bring it forth, it will kill you. Through working with entrepreneurs and CEOs like you, I observed that there is so much in them that they're holding back, and they prevent from coming and letting it come forth. As a result, they silently die into the status quo that they put up every day in, day out, until they choose not to. And you have a choice. And I vividly remember the moment in my life where this choice became available. And I decided to pursue it. It was over dinner with the staff, the senior staff of the company I was their regional CFO with, when a message came up that the company was being acquired. What everybody was talking about, what will that mean for me and here and there? For me, it created a very clear impulse. It's time to move on. It's the opportunity to fulfill a long, deep dream within myself. And so about 18 months later, I found myself walking the Camino de Santiago. It was a life-changing event for me. A journey that marked the end of one chapter, I might call it corporate chapter, and the beginning of another, pursuing my deeper calling. When I arrived in Finisterre, at the end of the world, at the ocean in front of me, I knew that my corporate life was over. And my body gave a very visceral, no, I'm not going back. And it opened my new Camino, my new calling. I wanted to become a guide to others in that path of transformation, what you today call a coach. That decision, that moment, etched in stone, became my guiding sign, my yellow arrow, my foundation for the transformative business coaching that I offer today. It's for individuals who face a similar problem, individuals who are seeking answers to questions like, who am I really? What is my true calling in life? Who are the people I want to surround myself with? How do they let what is in them come forth so they will thrive? So that no longer they die. But in fact, they live their life beyond their wildest dream, day in and day out. Let me take you to a very special moment on the journey of my own Camino. After a long rainy day, I was resting in a small church, and I had walked almost 30 kilometers, so my body was tired. And I was meditating in the church, and there was a voice, go on, go further. And I was hesitating, though it pulled me up. There was a new force coming through, and I walked another 6 kilometers, ending in Saint Anton. Saint Anton is an old monastery without a roof. And within this church, in one corner, there's a tiny hostel. The catch: there's no warm water, there's no electricity, there's no internet, nothing. Very, very simple. Cold water, stew, and a few bunk beds. But that became one of the changing nights of my Camino. As some of the hostel mothers had walked the path before, they were sharing their deeper experience of the Camino. And that shifted the way I was looking at it, the way I was experiencing the Camino. What had become as a quest to collect these stamps, and arrive and be there and get it done, shifted into Santiago became a mere direction, and the journey became the destination. My way of being, my way of walking the Camino. If you are seeking a guide for your journey of transformation, I audition for certain criteria. You must possess an unwavering willingness to go deep into yourself. Face your fears and courageously step into them. Dedication to personal growth is paramount, and you understand that it demands a high level of commitment and investment, especially investment of your most precious, your time, and your energy and your money at a level that calls out a high level of commitment, that excites you and draws out the power for you to make a 10x leap. Are you ready for a year-long transformational journey? Because that's what it takes. A commitment to lasting change, to draw out what wants to come out. How I do this, you wonder? I hold sacred space for you to slow down your thinking. Slow down your racing thoughts. Whether we walk in nature, on a Camino coaching walk here in Munich, along the river or along the mountains, or we do this virtually over Zoom, let me be your guide to connect to your inner voice, your inner self, your true being, your deeper identity. During our time together, I tap into my energy sensitivity, my superpower, which helps me sense on an energetic level where the energy is stuck, where it's not moving, where there's fear holding it back to really step into the brightness. I hold this space for you to let come forth what wants to come forth. Creating something that you genuinely, deeply love. If not you, who? And if not now, when? My clients have transformed from former corporate roles into becoming entrepreneurs or creating a new CEO role in their zone of genius, in the way that they want to run the company. Or they've shifted as entrepreneurs from running into something where they're creating from their zone of genius. And that can be also becoming a mompreneur, showing up only 3 days a week in the office and having time for a passion project and a daughter. All of them that have dedicated for a long journey, even 2 or 3 years, have 10x their game. And probably just like you, they had the desire to play big, to expand their being, expand their game. There's a little difference. And that part of the transformational journey, they've realized it's about playing the game by their own rules and creating new ideas, new rules of the game, rather than playing small in the existing set of rules of the game. Rather than dancing to somebody else's tune, they become the composer of their own symphony, and they bring this to life through creativity and creating it their own. If this resonates with you, if you find yourself at that pivotal time in your life where sometimes it feels like being in a church without a roof, where you need a partner in reflecting your thinking, a deep space for reflection, and someone who truly sees you, trusts you, and understands the deeper feelings that want to come forth, you have a choice. You can silently wait and die slowly into the status quo, or you take a leap of courage and embrace what wants to come forth. It might feel a little scary, and a little scary is good. Trust me, I can hold you. I invite you to connect with me. I have walked this path, and my mission is to serve those on their unique journey that want to bring forth what is truly in them. I'm looking forward to exploring if I might be the right guide for you. Be blessed. Buen camino.